Standing up to the United States has been a big part of Mark Carney's campaign, even at the expense of some of Canada's premiers. While campaigning in front of supporters in Victoria, BC yesterday, the Liberal leader poked fun at Premiers Doug Ford and Danielle Smith as there continues to be a national effort to convince the Americans to abandon its tariffs. Jason Gaidola joins us live with more reaction tonight. Good evening, Jason.
Good evening, Vanessa. And there were two stark reactions today from both Ford and Smith. Ford appeared to have brushed off the comments about his Fox News appearances, while Smith fired back at Carney, saying that she will not stop speaking for Albertans.
We just hit them again in the auto sector. We're fighting them on Fox News, which is what they understand. We're sending Doug Ford onto Fox News to show them we're not messing around up here.
While speaking in front of supporters in Victoria, BC yesterday, Liberal leader Mark Carney used Premiers Doug Ford and Danielle Smith as punchlines when talking about the U.S. trade war.
And we're going to send Danielle next. Maybe we won't send Danielle. No, maybe we won't. We won't send Danielle. We're going to keep her. No, keep her. No, it's a bad idea. Forget. Strike that. Strike that. Just ignore that back there.
Carney is on a western leg of his campaign trail, getting front and center of the national effort to convince the Americans, primarily U.S. President Donald Trump, to abandon the tariffs. Premier Doug Ford, who has made numerous appearances on American television, was asked about the quip from Carney today and made light of it.
Actually, I just talked to him. Like, he just messaged me. He's joking around, but it's a good thing because we got to get out there and message, and that's a big impact for the tariffs. When you speak directly to the American people, it's not the American people. They're our closest allies. It's the president.
However, Premier Danielle Smith did not take kindly to the comments and fired back at Carney this morning.
Well, I've noticed this with progressive men, how much they talk about how much they support women until they meet a strong conservative woman. And so this is a pretty consistent type of approach that I've seen not only from the current Prime Minister, but the former one as well.
Smith threw former leader Justin Trudeau in the mix, suggesting dismissive attitudes from him and Carney. Smith has not hid her dissatisfaction toward the federal Liberals and their policies.
And the attitude is sit down and shut up. Well, I don't shut up. I make sure that Albertans know exactly how I feel about issues, and I'm going to continue advocating on behalf of my province, whether he likes it or not.
Smith has also come under fire for her solo efforts south of the border, whether it was a quick meeting with U.S. President Trump or for telling right-wing Breitbart News that the White House should pause the tariffs until after the election. She also suggested that conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is very much in sync with the Trump administration. The Liberals and Carney have surged in most polls in recent weeks as Canadians say Trump's economic threats are their top source of concern.
Even make an offhand sort of remark about something that one of those team players has done that you disagree with doesn't really help the Team Canada approach. So my guess is, again, he's not a terribly experienced campaigner. His team probably would prefer he hadn't made the remark.
Abacus data, which combines data from multiple online surveys fielded over the end of March, showed Carney's Liberals are up 17 points among Boomers since December, putting them at 38% compared to the Conservatives at 33%.
So there's no question that Mark Carney has an advantage on some files, on some concerns, but the polls are much closer on a number of other concerns. So, I mean, campaigns matter. They can make a difference. There are lots of places in Canada where they have a history of really starting to focus on the election in the last couple of weeks, and that can start to shift.
And sticking with the campaign trail today, Mark Carney promised temporary supports to help retirees cope with the U.S. tariffs. Meanwhile, Tory leader Pierre Poilievre is pledging to streamline resource project approvals, and NDP leader Jagmeet Singh is promising to build 3 million homes by 2030.